go. This is the next project. What I'm going to make is I'm going to make a bowl, a fruit bowl with some wooden fruit. Now these are all pieces that they were just scrap offcuts that I cut up on the bandsaw, and as you can see I've glued them together, and these are just under 3x3. So this is going to be the fruit, these pieces here, and this is going to be the bowl. This is beech and oak. The bowl itself is a piece of beech, which is just a fraction under 12 inches, and 2 inches, a fraction under 2. So it's going to be a shallow bowl come dish, and these are going to, as I say, these are going to be the fruit. And this is a piece of a couple of pieces of wangi. I think it's from Burma, this stuff. Anyway, this is going to be the little stem that comes out of the apple and the pear. We'll use that. So I've got all my pieces ready that I'm going to use. The first thing I'm going to do is I'll put the bowl aside for the time being, and I'll concentrate on putting these on the lathe and turning them into a cylinder. I'll get them all round, and then we can start to shape the various pieces of fruit. So let me get these round first. Just nice and gently bring it round into a cylinder. Take this off for a minute. Right. That's round, and that's all we need for the time being. We don't have to, a little bit lumpy here and there, but that's fine. All I'm going to do now is put a tenon on this end, so I can grip it in the chuck, and then we'll have another few more to do. We'll get them all like this first, ready. So just carry on. We'll just put a little tenon on this end. That should be fine. Right, oh, I hope you can see that okay. Can I? If you can see the grain in the oak and the beech where it's been laminated, I think it should look okay. I hope so. That's the first one done. 5 more to go, and then we start the next stage of the process. Well, this is the end of the first, or the second session. The first session was the glue up, and that was all completed, and now we've got all our pieces into cylinders. They should work out okay. So the next session is to start turning the actual fruit. It's just a case of doing it one at a time, and at the same time while we're doing that we can also start on making these bananas. I'm just starting to shape one of the apples. Generally use a 3/8 spindle gouge, a skew chisel and a negative rake scraper. And down below I'm starting to make one of the bananas. This is a method I've seen on Mike Pace's channel. He's recently done a series on making fruit, an excellent tutorial. I'll leave a link to Mike's channel down below in the descriptions. This is a small wooden faceplate that I made. I just put a small screw through the centre of it into the hole of the apple where the stem goes. You can then hold it in the chuck freely. I shape and make the pear in exactly the same way that I done the apple, using the same tools. Okay, that's ready for finishing now, nice and smooth. So I'll finish this piece off and we'll have a look when we finish. Well, I've now made all the fruit to go into the dish, the apples, pears and bananas. So it's time to make the dish. I'll be using a carbide tool to start with. Let's see how it goes. A little bit wobbly. I'm just about 600 revs a minute. Here I'm throwing the blank up and starting to get the bottom of the dish into shape. I'm using a combination of tools, a 12mm round carbide cutter, a 5/8 long grind bowl gouge, a skew chisel as a scraper and a negative rake scraper. I'm using this 12mm round carbide cutter. It removes the wood quite quick, so I can develop the foot of the bowl. Here I'm just using the skew chisel as a scraper to smooth out and shape the sides of the bowl. Right, well we can go for a bit of sanding and see what, bit of sanding, bit of negative rake, and then we might be okay. Well, this is the beach platter so far. The foot's on it. I was considering putting a couple of rings on, but I don't think I will actually. I think I'll just leave the beach plain. So I got the shape, the round shape that I wanted, coming over, sort of coming round on the edge and then up, and it'll be ready for turning. Then the other part on the inside I'll have to sort of, when I hollow the inside out, just come inwards, so I leave this groove. So give me a couple of minutes to finish sanding. You don't want to watch me doing that. I'm just hollowing out the inside of the bowl with the round carbide tool. It removes the wood very quickly. Then I'll finish it off with a 3/4 round negative rake scraper. I'm just checking the depth with my homemade depth gauge. I don't want to go through the bottom again. I've still got a bump just here, but we'll get rid of it. Well, I'm more or less finished with this, and it's gone weird. It's got a weird colour. It's lovely, but if you notice when I was turning this piece, it was very, very dry. I don't know whether these blanks have been kiln dried, but it was very, very dry. So I thought, while I had it open, I didn't put any sealer on whatsoever, nothing. I just sanded it, took it to 400 grit, that's all, and I put some oil in. I've left the oil in now, it's been in for a couple of hours, and I've come back and put a bit more on, and all I've put on is some basic walnut oil and some baby oil, and it's got a lovely colour. It really has, and it's soaking in to it very nice. So that's as far as I'm going to go at this point. I'll show you this at the workbench, but as you can see, it's quite a nice piece. It's got some nice markings on it. Okay, that's the end of the project. It's all made now. I'll just give you a pan of it there. The bananas, the apples and the pears and the dish. So just a quick look at how the fruit will be presented in the dish. I don't think it's too bad. It hasn't come out too bad at all. There's a few things I could do to improve it, but that'll come with experience. Now that we've finished with the fruit and the bowl, I'd like to just talk about the upcoming wood turning symposium. It's on the 18th and 19th of June next year, and it's down at Coventry, and the three lads have done a tremendous job. They've worked really hard in getting this thing going. Mike and Martin and Steve, and you know, these guys, they're not old men like me, they're not pensioners. These guys have got to work as well, they've got to earn a living, and it must be really hard for them, the time that they put into this at the moment. So I'll say personally, thank you very much, lads. You're doing a great job and keep it up. I hope everyone's going to support them and go down. It will be a great event, purely wood turners, and it's going to be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it. So there's nothing else, just thank you very much again to all my subscribers. You've been very supportive and understanding, knowing that I can't get regular videos up at the moment, but you've all stuck with me, So thank you very much for that. So it's goodbye from me, Little Garden Shed Workshop, and take care of yourselves, and don't forget, work safe. Bye for now.